Remodeling your home can be a dream or a total disaster. I've seen both. I'm Devin Rose Owens, a designer who helps women create soulful, high-end homes that reflect their values and lifestyle. Today I'm sharing 5 things I wish every woman would know before she starts a remodel. Plus I've got something brand new to make the process easier, so stick around till the end for that. I walked through remodels as a designer, a mom, and a woman who values peace and purpose in the home. And what I've learned is that the remodel process doesn't just shape your house, it really shapes you as a person. In the last video, we talked about adding character without needing to remodel, but sometimes, especially in older homes or during big life transitions, after a big life transition, a full remodel is the right next step. Here's how to go into it with confidence and clarity and grace. Tip number 1 is clarity beats Pinterest every single time. A million saved pins don't equal a plan. Before you meet with contractors, or while you're meeting with a contractor or a designer, you need to get crystal clear on how you want to live in your space and not just what it's gonna look like. Visuals are great, but comparisons can be super overwhelming. But having clear mood boards or sketches is what's gonna make the remodel process actually function seamlessly for you. While Pinterest is good to get started and get inspiration, really having a clear plan as to what you want your home style to be, really how you want each room to function, your pain points are currently in your home, so that you can come up with a plan on how to solve them is a huge priority before going into a remodel. The second tip is to know that your contractor is not your designer. They are very skilled in execution, but they need to have direction. And while some designers, you could potentially hire a design build company, but even them are typically limited on how much they can design for you. They usually have more of a narrow scope of things to choose from versus being completely custom for you. Having a designer on your team means that someone can advocate for you both in the function and the feel and design of your home, and they will share with you how they work alongside with the builders to actually get to the end result that you're looking for. So again, contractors are amazing. There are some design build contractors out there that can do both. Hopefully, if that's the case, they have like a dedicated in-house designer and not just the contractor himself doing the design decisions. But if you're gonna go through this process alone without a designer, go back to step 1 and really make sure that you're absolutely clear on what your plan is gonna be and what your end result is to help the contractor, because they're gonna have a ton of questions on little detail items that can be overwhelming if you're not prepared for them. Again, this is what a designer does. This is why the designer is an advocate for the homeowner and can help get to the end result without the homeowner having to make 100 million decisions and get overwhelmed with them because of, mostly lack of experience and not really knowing what the right decision is in order to accomplish what they're trying to accomplish. And this is the benefit that you get when you hire a designer, and also contractors actually really love having a designer and someone that they can contact that has the knowledge and to get to the end result and to be able to answer their questions usually a lot more quickly without needing to involve the homeowner and stress the homeowner out. Third tip is to budget for the unseen, not just the pretty things. So when we're remodeling a home, behind every single beautiful space is a well-managed budget that's accounted for with plumbing updates or structural fixes, permits that need to happen. I think that just having someone that's experienced in the budgeting, now your contractor should be able to help you with this if you do not have a designer on hand, but your designer can help you with this as well. There should be communication between both, absolutely, in this process. The contractor is going to be helping the designer in figuring out what some of the labor costs in getting some of these things done are. We're in a time right now where pricing is fluctuating, and every month it seems like the budget is going to change, and so that can be challenging, and it's something that having a designer and having your contractor on board with you to help you with that and the budgeting is really important. But they're absolutely will be. Even in new builds, I know older homes, it feels like it's pretty certain that something's gonna happen, but I guarantee you, even in newer builds that you're remodeling, there's just things that happen behind the walls that nobody expected. And so making sure that you have a contingency set aside for the unexpected, and that you have a good portion of your budget really dedicated to the structural underneath changes, like the skeleton, the bones of the home, so that you can get that set in place and really done well. Then you put the pretty things on top of it, right? The last thing we want to do is to do all this beautiful tile work in a bathroom and the plumbing wasn't done right, or it wasn't redone and it was old plumbing, and then 3 years later, you know, your pipes crack and you flood and you have to redo the whole bathroom. It's not worth it. If you have to lower your budget for the finishes to spend the money on getting the things behind the walls and underneath the scenes done right at that moment, you know, at first, and then go back and add in the character later, do that. Like, even as a designer, I'm gonna tell you that that is the most important thing, that your home is structurally sound, that it's functioning well, so that you're not redoing the pretty things later on when something happens. Again, beauty fades fast if you're stressed over the blown costs, and just set aside your budget for getting the structure and everything underneath done properly first, and then go back. Save for a few years if you need to go back and do the pretty things and add the character that you're really wanting to do, if you're unable to do them both at the same time. Tip number 4, design with the end in mind. If you think beyond like the current remodel, right? Like where you're at right now in the present, and think about where your family or you are gonna be 5 years from now. Are you gonna be able to function the way that you want to as your family grows? Or, you know, maybe in 5 years you're gonna be empty nesters. Just think through those things and what it is that you want your home, how you want it to grow with you, so that the function of your home doesn't have to be completely altered 5-10 years from now. You know, I usually say, like, don't think too far past 10 years, because most design and trends and those kinds of things cycle over a 10-year period. So after 10 years, I hate to say it, but a home might be considered dated. Now, if you do the design well, this is another reason to hire a designer. If you do the design well, you definitely can design for longer than 10 years. But most of the time, like if you were to sell a house 10 years after a remodel, you're gonna be on the edge of what is considered fresh remodel, something that, you know, was recently done. And if it's a good remodel, it won't matter as much. Just don't think too much. Don't spend too much time thinking past 10 years. Think about the next 10 years or the next 5 years, how you need your life to function, what that's gonna look like in the future. And so the decisions that you're making now for the function of your home, are those still gonna be good decisions for your family in 5 years or 10 years? So a lot of times what we see is someone will go through a remodel and they'll make it work perfectly for the way that they are in their life right now. But then 5 years later, they have 3 kids. Maybe they started out with 0 kids, and then they have 3 kids. And now having their bedroom on the opposite end of the house or on a completely different level from their children is just not working for them. They realize, like, oh my gosh, we're in a phase of life where I can't go up and down the stairs to get my baby 3 times a night, or things like that. So think through where you're gonna be, or if you're an empty nester, like really design the home to still function well for you once the kids are out of the house. Make sure you have the space that you need for larger, you know, like big kids, for teenagers and their friends to come over, or however you want to host. Again, I have a special little treat for you at the end of this video that can help break those things down a little bit more. Or if you looked in some of my other videos in the past, I have guides on like home audits, so you can look for the home audit series, and that will help you figure those things out. But it's very important that you think through the function of your home, not just for today, but for what your lifestyle will be in 5 and 10 years from now as well. And our last tip number 5, is peace should be the priority. Your home is a sacred space, and you shouldn't let the stress of decision fatigue or design drama rob you of the joy of your home. I would just suggest, you know, as a believer, that you would ask God into the process. If you're not a believer, just really think through, how do I want to feel through this process, and how can I enjoy it even through some of the chaotic things? build in some buffer time and enjoy the process, enjoy the transformation. I think it can get really frustrating if we're so focused on the things that are going wrong or the things that, are costing extra money. Like, obviously we have to consider those things, but really remind yourself what the end result is going to be for you and how that's going to change your life. Take times, like moments away. I always tell my clients that if you can leave your home during the renovation is really ideal. So for our own home, it took us 2 years to get to where we are now, and we still, like I said, we still have some things that we're doing, especially on the exterior. In the beginning of our remodel, the first 8 months of the remodel, when everything was really completely gutted, our house wasn't really livable, so we were not living in this house. That was key. And then afterwards, we lived in the house for about 1.5 years while they were still remodeling. We took vacations and we tried to get out of the house as much as we could, just to breathe and not be in the chaos, because everything I preach, right, is like, don't let your home be chaotic and bring the peace into your home. And there are obviously seasons where that's just not going to happen. And if you're in the middle of a renovation, you're not going to be able to have a less chaotic home when you're in the middle of a remodel. Think through what, be intentional about, okay, this process is going to be hard, but it's serving a purpose, and try to enjoy the journey as much as you can. Really focus on the wins, the progress that is being made, the things that you are loving. Try to get to know the people that are working on your home. That always helps me to build those relationships. I think it helps them care more about the work that they're doing when they know the people that they're doing the work for, and it helps you care, about the people that are investing in your home. And to me, that's a part of enjoying the process, is just those relationships that are built along the way. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for making it to the end of this video with me. I have a super fun surprise to you. I created a 20-page remodel guide that will help you walk through step by step to avoid costly mistakes and help ground your vision and help you get the home that you always dreamed of and stress less. So you can download it today. I'll put the link in the show notes. I can't even believe that I was able to do this for you. I'm so excited. And if you're dreaming of a remodel that adds timeless character, your next step is to either download the guide, subscribe to my channel, continue watching for tips and design inspiration, share this video with a friend if they're planning a renovation. I appreciate you so much. I really am looking forward to you going through this guide, and I pray that it helps you. Leave comments, let me know what you're wanting, what you need help with, and we'll try to answer them in another video, and I'll see you in the next one.